Do you want to know what it is?
Yes.
My story?
I'm waiting for you.
Hi!
Welcome to the
Real Scoop, where you're going to find today's headlines
Interesting facts
and accurate.
current events. I thought, since we are in a new year, we should discuss New Year's resolution.
All right. I don't make them.
I don't either because I last for like a week.
I used to make them all the time, but I don't make them anymore because of that.
Couldn't resolve to finish them.
I couldn't resolve to finish, and so it stressed me out. I felt that that was not a good way to start the new year by being stressed out, so why make resolutions? Took a lot of stress away. Don't make resolutions.
Well, I found the top 10 resolutions. First one is spend more time with family and friends.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says.
That's
and
what
then they
everybody
never
says.
do.
They
Except
all-
us.
They always also say that they're gonna lose weight.
That's not the first point. I'm talking one point.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with family time.
Okay, so the first one, people say they,
Spend more time with family and friends.
okay,
Number 2, fit in fitness. So they try to go to the gym,
be exercising.
work out. Number 3, tame the bulge.
What?
66%
Oh, to lose weight.
of Americans are considered overweight.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. So if you had 10 people,
Mm-hmm.
6.5 of them would be considered fat.
I think that's a strong
6
word.
out of every 10. Obese, that's pretty big.
Okay, what's the
Well,
other?
I mean, I don't.
What? Did you say obese?
I wasn't
Okay.
trying to offend anybody,
All right.
but I'm just saying.
What's
6
the
out
other?
of 10. Quit smoking. I didn't have to make that New Year's resolution this year because I already did it.
See, now you're not stressed out about
I did
it.
it last year.
But you were stressed out about it last year.
Yeah, not this year. Enjoy life more. Do you think you enjoy life?
Yes, but I have to choose to. It just doesn't come that way. But yes, I do.
That's good. Quit drinking. I don't really have that problem.
Yeah, but are you gonna quit drinking after the baby's born?
I was never really big into drinking before.
I know. I just made you sound like you were a drinker.
I like
It's
to.
okay.
I like to drink, but
Well,
I'm
it's not okay.
I'm not a drinker. I don't get wasted. I'll have a drink, but I don't
Yeah.
get out of debt. This is a big
I
one.
hate that one. That's why I don't worry about it.
Learn something
But
new.
it's very true that we should get out of debt.
Learn.
Are you in debt?
I am.
What? Does Matt know?
We're both in debt.
I didn't. You guys
I
are
have
so good with your
student
money.
loans.
That's not
cars.
debt.
Yes, it is.
Car, student loans, and a house payment is not debt. Debt
Yes, it is. That's money you owe.
No, well, yeah, I know, but it's
But it's necessary.
it's necessary debt.
Okay, so as far as like credit debt,
Yeah, for clothes and stuff,
Yes.
that's not good.
we're in a little bit. Not much, not bad, but.
So let's get something right and straight here. You are not in debt if you have a mortgage. No. You're not in debt if you have a car payment. No. Well, maybe.
I think you're still in debt because you owe money. Debt if you owe money.
Yeah, but dumb debt is getting
Dumb debt.
Dumb debt is getting your 5th pair of high tops from the same month.
That is dumb debt.
But you can do that if you can afford it.
But if you need it,
Well, high tops, who wears high tops? That is not fashion. Tennis shoes, like neon green and pink, orange sherbert and neon green. Different colors to go with different outfits.
that's acceptable.
That is acceptable. You know what? If you want to be in debt, then be in debt. I don't care.
All right.
Okay.
My 8th point, learn something new. What is something new you would like to learn?
I don't want to learn anything new.
I don't either.
I'm happy. But
Number-
learning can bring joy.
It can bring joy.
If you had to learn something, what would you want to learn?
I would want to learn about probably another language.
I was going to say the same thing. I want to learn Spanish.
Why would you want to learn that? Do you know that there's like millions of immigrants that illegally come into our country from Mexico? Why do you want to learn their language?
Because I thought it might be fun. I don't know.
Why don't you learn like German or
The O Tannenbaum, Detroit, Dia Blanca.
what is that?
That's a Christmas tree in German. I learned that when I was little.
I know the word schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel. Isn't that a German hot dog?
That's a hot dog place, I think, in California.
Oh.
I think. I don't know. Okay, 9th point.
What were we talking about?
learning something new, but now
it bringing joy, yeah.
help others.
Yes.
And number 10, get organized. Do you want to get organized?
I am organized.
I am not.
You know what? Out of all of these, I am fairly organized.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to help others. I'm good. This husband and wife had a house that they didn't like, and it was dilapidated. So this is in New York, and a man rented a bulldozer from a local construction company, and he bulldozed his house down. But his name was not on the deed of the house, only his wife's name. She came home from work and she found it bulldozed.
Oh my gosh.
What would you do?
I'd probably be confused.
Why would you be confused?
Well, okay, I would think if I pulled into the wrong house. Because sometimes, if you work really hard and you're tired, then if I realized I wasn't at the wrong house, I'd be confused as to why my house is not there anymore.
Would you double check your address?
Yes. Am I at the right spot?
The foundation of the house was crumbling.
Did they agree on this?
No, because I guess it was crumbling from years of disrepair, and...
Well, that's her fault for not being a good homemaker.
She can't clean the foundation.
Then why'd they buy it if it was junk?
Well, I don't think that they knew it was junk. Well, what if your foundation is crumbling?
If this house crumbled, and then Matt comes home, he's like, hey, I'm done with this house.
Would you...
I would be like, okay.
And it's not because you don't keep it clean.
Right.
So why did you just blame that poor woman?
Well,
her house cleaning skills.
If it was in disrepair.
No, the foundation. You know what a foundation is?
Type of makeup for your face.
What? Are you serious? We're talking about houses.
Right?
Hannah! The concrete underneath the house.
Like foundation of the house.
Yes, it was in disrepair. It had nothing to do with her
Well, then
mopping.
they shouldn't have been dumb enough to buy a house that was disrepaired.
Well, I don't think that they knew it was.
Well, is she mad at him?
No, they got over it. He wanted to get a permit to demolish it, but the office was closed because it was on a federal holiday. So he rented a bulldozer from a company and bulldozed it himself. And he said, "So I took it down. What's the problem?" He really did say that. He said, "So I took it down, that's it." And he was arrested in the process of demolishing his home. So his wife comes home, and the wife is the legal owner, and she was not there when it was raised. And they have raised as in R-A-Z-E-D.
Probably.
She was not there when it was raised, and police said she had no idea it was happening. Raised? I've never heard of that.
Probably while he was destroying it, she wasn't there, so.
While it was raised? So when you get cranky, she say, "I am raised."
What does that have anything? No.
Because he said, "Please, you're going, what's the deal?" And she said, "I wasn't there when it was raised." R-A-Z-E-D.
She wasn't there when he was doing what he was doing.
Have you heard of the word raised?
No, but I'm pretty sure that's what it means.
Well, I've never heard of that before. But anyway, she wasn't there when it was raised. And he said he tried to call her before beginning the demolition, but she didn't pick up her phone. And all the items left in the home when it was destroyed were replaceable, he said. He goes, they're replaceable. And so the neighbor said that the wife drove up to find her home reduced to rubble. And the woman was quoted to say she was very upset. She was in the middle of the road screaming, "Her house! What happened to her house?" That's what this neighbor said. She said, why would she say that in second person? The guy said his wife was admittedly distraught. Of course you would admit that. Initially distraught. And then he says, but now she's over it. We're good. I'm good. I'm a good husband. What can I tell you is exactly what he said, quote.
Where do they live?
In New York.
Where do they live now? Now that their house is gone.
Good question. He apparently notified utilities in advance of the demolition because there was electric, water, and gas. And so all of those things were shut off. And no one was injured. He didn't think he did anything wrong. And he was charged in a crime. He's due back in court this month.
Why is it a crime to destroy your own property?
I don't know, but I don't know where they live. The article doesn't say.
I think the government controlling
has nothing to do with the government.
Yeah, you get a fine to destroy your own house. What business is it of theirs?
Well, anyway, I'm Lori,
I'm Hannah.
and
This has been The Real Scoop.